Hello students, I hope you are enjoying your online teaching and the part 1 of this chapter I have sent and I hope you enjoyed the chapter. You enjoyed the part 1 of this chapter and you understood it well. Today I am going to teach you some topics of this chapter in part 2. Now let me show you which topics in this chapter we will learn in part 2. These are how do atoms exist. This is the first topic we'll learn in this part. The second one is molecule. In molecule, there are two subtopics and they are molecules of element and then molecules of compound. The another topic is ions and then the chemical formula of the substance. So these are the topics that we will learn in this part 2 of chapter 3, atoms and molecules. How do atoms exist? Atoms of most elements are not able to exist independently. अकेला एटम एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है. बहुत सारे सब्सटेंसेस में टू और मोर देन टू एटम्स कंबाइन होते हैं और वो मॉलिक्यूल बनाते हैं. मॉलिक्यूल्स और आयंस, the molecules or ions of the substances, they aggregate in large numbers to form the matter that we can see, feel or touch. We can see only matter, we can't see atom, we can't see ion. Even molecules are also not visible by our naked eyes. This is the example of molecule of oxygen. Here you can see this is the atom of oxygen. Another atom of oxygen, when two atoms of oxygen combine together, molecule of oxygen is formed. This is the molecule of element. That is why both the atoms are same. If there is a molecule of any compound, the atoms may be different. So this was atom that exists when it combined with another atom. Molecule. Molecule is a group of two or more than two atoms that are chemically bonded together. It means they are tightly held together by the attractive forces. A molecule can be defined as the smallest particle of an element or a compound that is capable of an independent existence and shows all the properties of that substance. Atoms of the same element or of different element can join together to form molecule. This we can understand with the example that is given over here. Oxygen molecule. Oxygen is an element. So two atoms of oxygen, they combine together and form the molecule of oxygen. Here is another example of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the compound that is formed when carbon and oxygen reacts together. So here you can see one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen, they combine together and then they form one molecule of carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide. When one atom of carbon and one atom of oxygen, they combine together, carbon monoxide is formed. So this is molecule of carbon monoxide. And here another example is of methane, where one atom of carbon and four atoms of hydrogen are combined together chemically and then one molecule of methane is formed. So it is clear, when atoms of same element combined, molecule of element is formed, and when atoms of different element combine, then molecule of a compound is formed. So this was molecule. Molecules of elements. Molecules of elements we can see in the form of monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic and polyatomic. What are these? Actually, molecules of many elements such as argon, helium, they are made up of only one atom. And these type of substances are called monoatomic substances. And when any substance is formed by molecule is formed of two atoms, then it is diatomic. and when the molecule of any substance is formed by 3 atoms, that is triatomic, and in the same manner polyatomic. This can be understood by the example given over here. These are monoatomic molecules: helium, lithium, and krypton. These substances, they are made up of only, the molecule of these substances is made up of only one atom. That is why they are monoatomic. And here you can see the molecule of hydrogen, molecule of oxygen, molecule of chlorine. Molecule of hydrogen has 2 atoms of hydrogen. That is why it is diatomic molecules. In the same manner, molecule of oxygen also have 2 atoms of oxygen. So that is diatomic molecule. Molecule of chlorine also has 2 atoms of chlorine, and that is why that is also diatomic molecule. Here we can consider polyatomic molecules. More than 3 atoms. This is phosphorus, and molecule of phosphorus is made after combining 4 atoms of phosphorus. That is why it is known as polyatomic, and that is triatomic, where 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, they are combining together, and we call them triatomic molecule. This is the table that I have taken from your textbook, table 3.3 from page number 36. Here you can see types of element, their name and their atomicity. What is this atomicity? Atomicity is the number of atoms constituting a molecule. This is non-metal. Argon, helium, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, chlorine, phosphorus and sulfur. The atomicity of argon is monoatomic, means the molecule of argon is consisting only one atom. Helium, that is also monoatomic. You can see it is made up of single atom. Oxygen, diatomic. Hydrogen, diatomic. Nitrogen, diatomic. Chlorine is also diatomic. Phosphorus, tetraatomic, or we can call it polyatomic also, and sulfur, polyatomic. Molecule of sulfur is formed after combining 8 atoms of sulfur. That is why it is called polyatomic. So now it is clear that the number of atoms constituting a molecule is known as its atomicity. कोई मॉलिक्यूल के अंदर जितने एटम्स होते हैं उस नंबर को उस सब्सटेंस का एटोमिसिटी बोलते हैं. Molecules of compound. Atoms of different element join together and they join in definite proportion and they form molecule of compound. Here you can see the molecule of glucose. The formula is C6H12O6. There are 6 atoms of carbon, there are 12 atoms of hydrogen, and there are 6 atoms of oxygen. When they combine together chemically, they form a molecule of glucose. This is the table. I have taken it from your textbook, page number 36. Here the example of some compounds are given. Number 1 water, number 2 ammonia, number 3 carbon dioxide. Water is formed after combining hydrogen and oxygen, and both the substances combine together in a ratio by mass 1:8, and this is a definite proportion no matter what is the source of water and at which place you are getting water. The ratio by mass in water will be same, will be constant. Ammonia is formed by nitrogen and hydrogen, NH3, and the ratio by mass is 14:3. Carbon dioxide is formed by carbon and oxygen and the ratio is 3:8. Here are the molecules of elements and molecules of compounds. By putting together both the things, you can understand the difference between two easily. Here this is molecule of element. In the element, both the atoms are same. And here this is molecule of compound. In compound, the atoms are different. Then only the compound will be formed. This is another example, molecule of oxygen. In molecule of oxygen, both the atoms are of oxygen, while in molecule of HCl, there are two different atoms and one is of hydrogen, another one is of chlorine. Here another example of chlorine. Chlorine is the element and molecule of chlorine has two atoms of chlorine. So that is chlorine. Now I think molecules of compound and molecules of elements, both the things are clear to you. We will move forward to the next topic, and that is ions. What does ion mean? Ion means a charged particle. Very simple definition of ion is written over here, and that is an ion is the charged particle. What does charged particle mean? That I'll explain with the help of this example to you. Here you can see this is the atom of sodium and this is the atom of fluorine. Atom of sodium has 11 electrons. The atomic number of sodium is 11. The electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. 2 electrons in first orbit, 8 electrons in second orbit, and last orbit there is 1 electron only. Now this 1 electron will be given to another substance by Na, and when Na is giving 1 electron, it is becoming Na plus. Why? Because it is donating 1 electron, and electron is having negative charge. So when one negative charge is donated by sodium, it will become plus ion. In the same manner, F. F is accepting that one electron from sodium. When it is accepting one electron, electron means negative charge. So it is accepting one electron. It will become, sorry, N minus ni, it will become F minus. So this is an A plus ion and this is F minus. Let me erase this, Na was wrong. This was F. Yes. Sodium is giving one electron, so that will become Na plus. Fluorine will accepting that electron, that will become F minus. That is positive ion, that is negative ion. An ion is a charged particle. This is a charged particle. Atom is not a charged particle. Why? You know, number of protons and number of electrons are same inside an atom. So both the particles, proton and electron, they cancel out each other charges. So that is why atom has no charge. But in ion, one electron is less in the comparison of proton in Na plus. So that is why one proton is extra, because it has already donated one electron. So one proton is extra, so it will become Na plus. It is accepting one electron, it is becoming F minus. So that is ion. Ions may consist of single charge atom of a group of, or a group of atoms. An ion may be positively charged or negatively charged. If it is negatively charged, this is called anion, and if it is positively charged, it will be called cation. So this was ions. Chemical formula. What is chemical formula? Chemical formula of a compound is a symbolic representation of its composition. केमिकल फॉर्मूला बताता है कि उस सब्सटेंस के अंदर कौन कौन से एलिमेंट्स हैं. There are some rules of writing chemical formula. We cannot write chemical formula as we wish. We are supposed to follow some rules to write the chemical formula of any substance. The number one is the valencies or the charges on the ion must balance. How it is balanced, that I will tell you in next slide by giving examples of some chemical formulas. And the second thing is, when a compound consists of a metal and a non-metal, the name or symbol of the metal is written first, always and always. For example, this is the chemical formula of calcium oxide, CaO, where Ca is metal and O is non-metal. So it is clear over here that name of calcium is written first and name of non-metal, that is oxide, it is written later. The same over here, NaCl, sodium chloride. The first sodium is metal, and that is why the name sodium is written first, and chlorine is non-metal, chlorine is written after sodium. So this was the another rule. In compounds formed with polyatomic ions, the number of ions present in the compound is indicated by enclosing the formula of ion in a bracket and writing the number of ions outside the bracket. For example, MgOH twice, magnesium hydroxide. Here OH is negative ion, and that is formed by combining of two elements. That is why it is polyatomic ions. When two OH ions, OH, okay, when two OH ions combine together with magnesium ions, at that time magnesium hydroxide is formed. Okay, and that is why OH ion, the number is written over here after the bracket. In case the number of polyatomic ion is 1, the bracket is not required. In NaOH, only one ion of OH is combining, that is why there is no bracket. Here we required two ions of OH. That is why it is kept inside the bracket and the number 2 is written over here outside the bracket. But here this is not required, so only OH we are writing. Formula of simple compounds. The simple compounds, which are made up of two different elements, are called binary compound. HCl is made up of two different elements, H and Cl. That is a binary compound. How the chemical formula is formed. First, let me explain you in this picture and then I will explain you stepwise. See, here you can see hydrogen chloride is HCl. Means there is one atom of H and then one atom of chlorine. Hydrogen has only one electron and chlorine has 7 electrons in its last orbits because its atomic number is 17. Here let me write 17. So electronic configuration will become 2, 8 and 7. In last orbit there are 7 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And hydrogen has only one electron. Now what will happen? This one electron for hydrogen, it is extra, whether it will give or it will take. And chlorine needs one electron to complete its last orbit. So what will happen? This will give and chlorine will accept. So here one bond is formed and hydrogen chloride is formed. This was the formation of hydrogen chloride. While writing the chemical formula for compounds, we write the constituent elements and their valencies. And we must cross over the valencies in the combining atoms. Always remember this point. This point is very important. We must cross over. What does this crossover means? I will explain over here now. We must cross over the valencies of the combining atoms. See, look at here carefully. This is chemical formula of hydrogen sulfide. How do we write chemical formula of hydrogen sulfide? At first, write down the symbols. Hydrogen H or sulfur S. The valency of hydrogen is 1 and valency of sulfur is 2. Now how to write chemical formula? Cross over the valencies. What we are supposed to do? Valency of hydrogen will go to S and valency of sulfur will go to H. We are crossing over the valencies and then H2S is written. H2S is chemical formula of hydrogen sulfide. I think it was clear to you. If not, then let me give one more example to make the concept clear. That is a hydrogen chloride. The symbol of hydrogen is H and chlorine is Cl. The valency of H is 1 and chlorine is also 1. Now what we are going to do? See carefully. We are going to cross over the valencies. Valency of hydrogen will be written in Cl and valency of chlorine will be written in hydrogen. So the formula will become HCl, that is hydrogen chloride. Formation of NaCl. NaCl is the substance that is found when ion of Na and ion of chlorine combined. And how do they combine? You can see here, see, Na plus. Na is having 1 electron in its last orbit and chlorine is having 7 electron in its last orbit. Now what will happen? Na will give 1 electron to Cl and Cl will accept 1 electron. So Na will be converted into Na plus and you can see that Cl will be converted into Cl minus. Na का एटम एक इलेक्ट्रॉन देकर Na प्लस बन जाएगा और Cl का एटम एक इलेक्ट्रॉन लेकर Cl माइनस बन जाएगा. When Na plus and Cl minus, they will come together and due to electrostatic attraction, due to the force, they will combine together. NaCl will be formed. Let me write here to explain you clearly. Na, atomic number is 11. The electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. Fine. Now, Cl, atomic number is 17. Electronic configuration 2, 8, 7. Fine. Now, when NaCl is formed, what will happen? This one electron will be given or donated by Na to Cl and Cl is having 7 electrons. It will accept easily this one electron from Na and Na will become Na plus after giving this electron and Cl will become Cl minus after accepting this electron and now NaCl is formed. Clear? This is sodium chloride. Now this is the turn to write chemical formula. As I told you in last slide, we will cross over the valencies. The symbol of sodium is Na, chlorine is Cl, valency of Na is 1, valency of Cl is 1. Now just cross over the valencies. Valency of sodium will go to Cl and valency of Cl will go to Na and the formula is NaCl. I think now it is totally clear to you how the substances are formed and how their chemical formula is written. So now let us move to next slide, and that is formation of AlCl3. Aluminium, the atomic number is 13. Electronic configuration 2, 8 and 3. Fine. Now here you can see there are 3 electrons with aluminium. This aluminum will donate these 3 electrons. But chlorine required only and only 1 atom. So what will happen? There will be 3 chlorine atoms of chlorine and one by one they will accept all these 3 electrons from aluminium. See, 1 electron here, 1 electron here and another electron will go to here. 1 atom of aluminium will be shared with 3 atoms of chlorine and then AlCl3 will be formed. AlCl3. Valency of Al is 3. Valency of Cl is 1. While crossing over the valencies, we get AlCl3. In the same manner, MgCl2. There are 2 electrons in last orbit of magnesium 1 and 2, you can see. But one atom needs only 1. So there are 2 chlorine atoms. They will join with 1 atom of magnesium to valence the valencies. In the starting, I told you that valencies should be balanced. So here, to valence the valency of magnesium, we require 2 chlorine atoms. And we will get MgCl2. Mg, 2 electrons are over here that will be donated by magnesium, and 2 atoms of chlorine will accept these 2 atoms. One atom will go to this chlorine, another atom will go to this chlorine, and MgCl2. Here, one more example is there of calcium oxide that I have already explained. So now let me explain you calcium oxide, CaO. Calcium oxide. The symbol of calcium is Ca, oxide is O. The valency of Ca is 2 and oxygen is 2. Now after crossing over the valencies, what do we get? We get CaO. So what is the formula of calcium oxide? The formula of calcium oxide is CaO. Okay. Formula of calcium hydroxide. Here this is Ca, calcium, and this is hydroxide ion. The valency of Ca is +2 and valency of OH is -1. Let me repeat, valency of OH is -1. This OH combinedly form hydroxide ion. So here the valency of OH is -1. Now just cross over the valencies. This one will go here, 2 will go here. So CaOH twice, calcium hydroxide. The formula of calcium hydroxide is CaOH twice. See, if we write CaOH twice, that is wrong. We are supposed to put a bracket over here and then we will write 2 below OH as subscript. Why? Because OH combinedly form one negative ion, that is polyatomic ion. We use the brackets when we have 2 or more than 2 same ions in the formula. Here the bracket around OH with a subscript 2 indicates that there are 2 hydroxyl OH groups joined together with one calcium atom. In other words, we can say there are 2 atoms each of oxygen and hydrogen in calcium hydroxide. So this was a different case of calcium hydroxide that I explained over here. Now, if you understood the things clearly and if you learnt over here properly that how to write chemical formula, then try to write the formulas of sodium oxide, aluminum chloride, sodium sulfite, and magnesium hydroxide. This is your homework after this session. And one more thing also you are supposed to do. Write down the names of the compounds represented by the following formula: Al2SO4 3, CaCl2, K2SO4, KNO3, and CaCO3. These numbers 3, 2, 4, 3, 3, 2, and 4. Consider them as subscript, means Al2SO4 thrice. This is your homework, and here the part 2 of chapter 3, atoms and molecules, is over. I hope you understood whatever topics we discussed today in this part. Now thank you children. We'll meet in part 3 of this chapter. That will be the last part of this chapter. Thank you.